Now, the Earth naturally removes CO2 from the air by seawater, soils, plants, and even rocks. And although engineers and scientists are doing the invaluable work to accelerate these natural processes, it simply won't be enough. The good news is, we have more. Thanks to human ingenuity, we have the technology today to remove CO2 out of the air using a chemically manufactured approach. I like to think of this as a synthetic forest. There are two basic approaches to growing or building such a forest. One is using CO2-grabbing chemicals dissolved in the water. Another is using solid materials with CO2-grabbing chemicals. No matter which approaches you to choose, they basically look the same.
Again, I want to repeat that I don't blame libertarians for this state of affairs. My argument is really that they simply have nothing to offer us in this debate. When we talk about trying to get rid of the welfare policies that have enabled some of the breakdowns of the family, that is undoubtedly important, but I think we're beyond that at this point. The damage is so deep. And it's kind of hard for me to envision a future without Social Security, for instance. I quite agree with the analysis that the Social Security, Medicare, and that sort of thing, have decreased the primary functions of the family, but I cannot imagine a world in which we get rid of these things. From a pragmatic point of view, we have to think about what we can do to try to bolster up the breakdown that I keep referring to.
Obviously, this is all relevant to your final assignment. So, we're going to talk about it. So, until today, we've gone through face-to-face interviews as the main sort of part of interviewing the window. Today we're going to have a look at going to use anomaly they work, why they don't necessarily work, and what are the challenges and some of the things that we need to be understanding, when we are completing such interpreters. So, let's start with the foreign one. Obviously, there are a few benefits to them, and they are listed there up on that slide. It's obviously less stressful for those of you who might be a little bit anxious about interviewing.
Scientists filming in one of the world's deepest ocean trenches have found groups of highly sociable snailfish swarming out of their bait nearly 5 miles beneath the surface of the Pacific Ocean. This is the first time cameras have been sent to this depth. Although some species of snailfish live in the shallow water, the Hadal snailfish are found exclusively below 6,000 meters. Here they have to contend with total darkness near freezing temperatures and immense water pressure, equivalent to 1,600 elephants standing on the roof of a mini-car. They feed on thousands of tiny shrimp-like creatures that scavenge the carcasses of dead fish reaching the ocean floor.
Experimental psychological research is conducted in a lab under controlled conditions and attempts to rely solely on an application of research methods to understand behavior and mental processes. As an example of a psychological experiment, you might want to investigate people's perceptions of different tones. Specifically, you could ask the following question: is it easier for people to discriminate one pair of tones from another, depending on their frequency? To answer this, you would want to disprove the hypothesis that all tones are easy to discriminate.
The Walt Disney Company says it plans to eliminate single-use plastic straws and stirrers in all of its locations worldwide by mid-2019. In an announcement Thursday, Disney said the step will save more than 175 million straws and 13 million stirrers used and thrown away at its theme parks, resorts and cruise lines every year. Disney joins other companies such as Starbucks in the fight to reduce plastic waste. But as Newsy has previously reported, straws make up only a tiny portion of the plastic that ends up in Earth's oceans and coastlines. The company says it also plans to reduce the number of plastic shopping bags it uses and fully eliminate polystyrene cups.